Okay, so I'm very happy to be here. Thanks to the invitation of Mr. Balreddy Garu. I'm in a distinguished company of the HYSEA chairman, president, I think so, president, and such a experienced person from that too with the educational background of IIT Kanpur, and then having the humility to say that he's not technical or yeah. So but the what you have said are really the deep insights into the practical aspects of using technology. So let's get to the topic that is of artificial intelligence. So now I would be able to say that I have been a student of AI since the days of my master's course at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in 1986. So, so at that time, my professor, Professor V.V.S. Sharma, he had come just freshly from Carnegie Mellon University. And as you know, Professor Raj Reddy, he's been there at the Carnegie Mellon University. And he said, spent time there, and he came back and then said that it's all going to be expert systems. Okay, so that was the age of the expert systems. All right, and then there they said that whatever is to be done, a doctor's work and so many other things, they made lots of expert systems, and a lot of them were being used in the business, and it was being thought that things will be going ahead with full speed with the expert systems. But what happened? The expert systems hit a huge roadblock, and they really fell flat. The problem was that if the expert system has to be built, then I can't just scoop out the brains of the expert and put it into the computer. I have to elicit that entire knowledge to be able to program it into the expert system. And as you know, the Mr. Govender would say that that the highest cost which is associated with building such systems is actually the human cost of the software, and the complexity and debugging of it doesn't work the way it is expected. That is the biggest problem. What was the next step of evolution? The next step of evolution was with machine learning. So in which, instead of having to program the system as such, what you would do is that you would collect the real life data examples, and then you would put it together in one spot and say, this is what is a concept, these are the things which is not that concept. And then I will build an algorithm which is going to take the positives and negatives and then come up with a business logic or logic, whatever, and that is then going to start working. But this was the age of pattern recognition and machine learning, which went on where I was also working on building the optical character recognition systems for Telugu language. So I have been the author of some software. It was released by CDAC in around 95 or so. But then that also had a problem. And which over the period of time, what happened was that you have big data. All the huge data centers were coming up, and the huge processing power was there. So the data centers, grid computing, cloud computing, all these things, they were having huge capacities to store data and examples. And then through that, as there was a lot of computational, the concept of neural networks, which was once upon a time the very important concept of AI, which came in fashion, and then by the hand of one of the proponents itself, Marvin Minsky, it was thrown back also. But then that got a new breath of life, and that is when the backpropagation algorithm was there, and through that neural networks started coming up, and the neural networks and applied to images and all. Then that came of age somewhere around 2011, 2012. Okay, and then the deep learning algorithms came, and the deep learning algorithms were performing fantastically well. The trained deep learning algorithms is what you see nowadays, where they perform at a almost near human-like perfection level. Okay, but this is for tasks which are very clearly defined and announced. Okay, but there is still a frontier where, as very nicely explained in Mr. Govindar's book, has anyone thought of what is the meaning of the title Age of Agency, he says. Okay, so when we study artificial intelligence, what we wish to create is that we wish to create an autonomous agent. The autonomous agent is supposedly to be acting of its own in a changing environment, and it is taking into account the changing environment, and then it is still supposed to be acting in adaptation with the environment. Okay, so that is the idea of a agent, an autonomous agent. And in the book, what it has been explained is that there has been a huge rise of these type of autonomous agents. So that is why now we are living in the age of agency. Okay. Okay. So I think so. I got a grade in me. So that's the importance of the book. That we are living in an age where we have the agents everywhere. It is sitting in your mobile phone. You want to call a cab, the moment you open the Uber app, it is quickly pointing out where you are, and it is also giving a suggestion of where you would like to go. All right, you want to go to home or work, it shows you that suggestion. That is the work of software agents, which is called as recommender systems. So like this, everywhere, if you are watching YouTube video, the agent comes and it shows you what you want. Okay, but that is where the catch is lying. That are we becoming so much tied up with these agents, and is our life going to get totally wrapped up with these agents? Okay, so there are three parts to his book, and we go through the initial parts where he has explained these things, but towards the last part of the book, he is given a lot of hope for humanity, in which he says that your humanity will prevail. Basically, if I can just say that very briefly, that technical words etc. are there, but we'll say that humanity will prevail. Okay, and the reason for that is, as I'm from the field, it is that what is the basic problem? The basic problem is that the human existence itself is extremely complicated. Okay, and the artificial intelligence is not able to cope up with that complexity to give anyone exactly what it is required. Okay, so that's why humanity is there, and long live the difference, and hopefully that is my colleague Professor Ramdas has been asking that, oh, what will happen to all the jobs? But as properly pointed out by the speakers here, there is a shift, and as we are discussing in the vehicle which is coming here, there is a level of equilibrium which is found out. However, what is happening with technology is that the equilibrium shifts. Every time a new technology comes out, there is a disruption and there is a shift. Okay, has anyone read the book Who Moved My Cheese? Okay, so that is exactly what it is. Who moved my cheese? That is, everybody is gone into a stable state, and in the rat race, they know where the cheese is, they are running there. But once you move the cheese, it's a new game. So those people who are able to understand and adapt themselves to see which is the direction of shift of the equilibrium, that is the direction in which we need to adapt, and maybe perhaps that is also giving us directions of where our businesses has to be steered toward, and many things like that. Of course, that's the expertise of the author, Mr. Govender here. Okay, so once again, I thank everyone for giving me a patient listening for this. Thank you.